So the reason, like, I felt that in the same way that I felt that the Odyssey had things that are making me want to go read it for the first time, where I'm like, this story clearly has something to it that has a lot of deep things to say. I felt that when I watched the first Dune, right? I could tell that the author was wrestling with the, like, something to do with the responsibility that Paul felt like he carried regarding the ability to see the future and whether or not he was going to be a leader. I just sensed that. I was like, this seems like there's a really deep idea here. And I did go and read the 6 that the author had written before he died.
6 books?
He wrote 6, and then his son picked it up and wrote 13 or 14 more, and apparently all 13 or 14 of them are just complete fall off in quality. So I stopped when the books died.
Things get crazy after Dune Messiah.
I love 3 and 4. To be honest, 3 and 4 I think I would consider like canon, where it tells a very uniquely good story, even though it's strange with like the way that the worm turns out. But the 5 and 6 felt a bit more like a rehash of the same ideas with a little bit more expanded on the importance of
do you
like,
think
thought.
they'll do the worm on screen?
No, because this is supposed to be about Dune Messiah. I would love to see Children of Dune on screen and God Emperor. I don't think that modern audience could really like. No. I just don't think we could make it.
I think it'd have to be animated.
Are these movies the first 3 books?
No, so Dune 1 and Dune 2 is the Dune book.
Yeah.
And Dune Part 3 is book 2. But it looks like he's mixing some things from the third book.
Yeah, Dune Messiah is like the big spectacle.
No.
Yeah, Dune Messiah really is like an epilogue to Dune 1. Like I wouldn't even consider it like a second book. It really is the completion of book 1. Dune, the third book, The Children of Dune, is its own new story, and it is quite thought-provoking, quite remarkable.
It's like a flash forward, right?
Yeah, because Paul and Shawnee have kids. They're twins. Those twins grow up, and there's a possession of... Because when you drink the water of life, you get...
The blue water?
Yep. You get access to communicating with your ancestry all the way through your own line, right? So you can actually dialogue and see all of the memories of the past.
So he has a convo with Agamemnon? Because they're related?
I thought he was related to Odysseus.
No, he's related to Agamemnon.
So he... By that happening, though, in the third book, one of the ancestors takes possession of the character. Like the voices of the past get too strong and the person can't reconcile, and she loses control, which is really interesting because it reminds me of the idea of people who go looking for like the things of the past. It can sometimes like really taint you. Like if you go and look through some of the atrocities of the 20th century or of even American history, it can really take you down this rabbit hole of like, you can't forgive anything. You find it just gives you rose tinted glasses to be resentful towards everything, and
it makes you hate
really
white people.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this character becomes possessed by a past spirit, and the way that it ends is very impactful. I really liked that story. I think the author was onto something. But when I watched Dune 1, I felt like I knew that this author had something to say, so I read the books, and it turns out the author did have a lot to say. And so I am very kind of upset by what's going on with Dune Part 3, even though I'm going to give it a shot because they've done a decent job in these 2 films to see what they have to say. But what is said in Dune is, even if you had the wisest leader, the best leader, who had the best intentions, and who knew everything about the past and could see the future, even if that person was your tyrant, it wouldn't be good for humanity. Humanity needs to be able to think and be free. And so he saw, like the author had commented on how he saw like the president JFK as one of the most dangerous presidents in history, because he saw that the way that every time he said something, everyone was like, yeah, let's do it. It just put people in a trance of like, we'll do whatever you want. And so even though he was a good person, at least according to his premises, he saw that as inherently dangerous, because once you have a hero, you will essentially surrender your own judgment and trust them. and you'll let them do terrible things in their name. And there was nothing Paul in the story could do to stop it. It's like Paul wasn't the one waging the war. Paul saw the war coming, and there was nothing he could do. He could see the future and see, if I die right now, then it'll carry on in my name. Like, he actually could see the future, so it will carry on in my name because I died a martyr. And if I live, then it'll carry on in my name because they'll think I'm invincible. There's nothing I can do to stop this genocide from happening. All I can do is try to minimize its effects. And so the world would see him as evil, but at the end of the day, he was trying to constrain the pathology because of his curse of seeing the future. And so in this third movie, when it's trying to say like, oh, you know, it's like he wants this, it's like, that isn't the story. The story is people become so fixated on the ideal or their hero that they'll do terrible things for them. So I don't know. Like, I think the movies are good. I'd probably give them like a 6 I'd probably give them a 6 out of 10 as far as like them on their own.
Both? You'd give both 6 out of 10? You don't think
I actually find the first one better. I think the second one is more fun. Like, some of the action sequences are awesome.
Austin Butler's dope.
Yeah.
He's really evil.
Yeah, that fight scene was cool, but I think that for some reason the first one hit me harder. I loved the dad. I loved Oscar Isaac. I was so sad when he died.
Good. He was good.
When he bit down on his tooth and got the Baron, it was like, yes!
Yeah.
And then when you see the Baron alive, you're like, fuck you. Like,
he's
so mad.
The end of Dune 1 was very strong, but the whole rest of it was just very meh to me. Yeah. And then Dune 2 consistently throughout the whole time, I was like, ooh, yes, more.
Yeah.
This is cool. Not a perfect movie. I didn't love it, but it was definitely like better. Like, I give the first one like a 6.5 just because of the boredom.
Right.
And then I give the other one probably like an 8.5.
I think it was just pulled out because I had just read Dune.
Yeah.
And so when I'm watching part 2 and Paul is using his ability to see their, like, you remember in the cave when he's just like, do you remember when you dreamed about this and when your child did this? And he does this weird prophetic speak, like in the way like a church would. And that isn't what happens in the books. What he can see the past according to his lineage and the future according to his actions. And so he can't see other people's lives.
Yeah.
And that's not how he convinces them, is by having like unlimited ability to read people's minds. People are obsessed with him rising to power and they can't get out of that. And so it does a bad job at painting the warning that the author was trying to say, which is, it's not like, if anyone came up to you and said something like that, if they could read your past and your future and just read your mind for you, you'd be like, dang, maybe I should listen to what you have to say. But that's not what happens. Like, that's not what the author's trying to say. It's just like, no, like, you start looking up to this guy and now you're surrendering your own judgment. You might see what him doing is bad, but you're still going to celebrate it because you're like, but he's on my team. And
that's interesting. Yeah.
So it kind of takes away from him. His character.
Yeah, and I was constantly pulled out from that, where I'm like, oh, no, that's not right. Like, it's missing the meaning behind the story. Like, this is not the warning that the author was trying to say, which is, to me, a shame, because Denis says he had such immense respect for these books, and I'm like, did you? Because you're kind of changing what... You're changing what the author's saying. You're changing it to mean something else, which is like, I don't know, like the warnings of being in a cult. And you're blaming the cult leader, but that's not what... It's kind of different. It's close, but it's different.